It was a bright sunny morning when we started from Shillong on a road journey to the southwest Khasi Hills. The ride was a smooth one as we passed the hamlets and villages along the way. On reaching Meghalaya village, we took a right turn towards Mawkyrwat village, the headquarters of southwest Khasi Hills, about 29 kilometers away. We passed by pine-clad hillocks besides the road and started descending towards the Umni River Valley. The clear skies, the blue mountains in the horizon, along with the pine forests and the valley below was such a pretty sight. And I was in love, again and again and again, in the land of my ancestors. Southwest Khasi Hills is one of the jewels of Meghalaya. Join me as we explore and experience this beautiful rugged landscape. Southwest Khasi Hills is so beautiful from up here. There are not enough words to describe the fascinating landscape that entices all of us today. As the road winded down to the blue waters of the Umni River, we got down once again to breathe in the clean, crisp air and absorb the spectacular view. The river Umni is one of the major rivers in Meghalaya, and it originates some distance away in East Khasi Hills. It forms the border between the East Khasi Hills and Southwest Khasi Hills. We pass the recently constructed bridge which connects the two districts. The river flows for a distance of more than 100 kilometers, shaping the landscape along the way as it tumbles downhill to the plains of Bangladesh. It is an angler's paradise, and the lower reaches of the river is most sought after by kayakers and canoeists because of its rapids and white water. After some time, we reach Jakram village, known for its hot spring. Along the way, we stop by the roadside to buy saw plum, a juicy root, white in color, that is a popular snack and eaten with salt, chili flakes and sesame seed paste or nay. We get down and take a walk along with the school children to the hot spring. It's a 5-minute walk from the parking lot to the hot spring. We cross a bridge over a stream to reach the structures that have been constructed at the hot spring premises. The Jakram Hot Spring is a favorite tourist destination. A swimming pool, bathrooms and similar structures have been constructed to attract tourists here. The clear hot water that flows from the ground and rocks has been piped and collected in open cemented tanks. Jakram is one of the coldest places in the Khasi Hills, but it is known for this warm water, this hot spring, which is perennial. This water is warm, very warm, and it's perfect for a bath. Tourists who visit Jakram can take a bath in the bathroom cubicles constructed at the premises. We move on to the swimming pool, excited at the thought of swimming in the warm water, but unfortunately for us, the pool was not full. From Jakram we move up to Mawkyrwat, which is located at a higher altitude. After 15 minutes we reach the headquarters of Southwest Khasi Hills. Mawkyrwat is a bustling and growing village. It is situated on a hilly plateau and has been a major center of trade for the people in these parts. It was recently upgraded from an administrative civil subdivision to a district headquarters. Besides being a market and trading center, all the government offices are located here. In olden days, it was a capital of the Maharam chiefdom or aimship. At present, it houses the district community health center, the agriculture and horticulture offices of the government, and the deputy commissioner office besides the schools and colleges. Most of the people are engaged in farming, trading, government-related and skill-based work. Some distance away, within Mawkyrwat, there's a fish sanctuary in the river Rilang. We decided to pay a visit to Roba, the fish sanctuary. It was a 15 minutes drive and thereafter a short trek to the river below. The conservation effort could not have taken place at a location better than this. It was located in between rolling hills and surrounded by lush green forests. The beauty and serenity of the place is just awesome. I took a walk along the bamboo walkway in the river before moving to the spot where we attracted the fish by feeding them. Roba Fish Sanctuary has become a tourist destination recently, although it's still unknown to many outsiders. As I went along to the other side of the Rilang, I realized that our destination in and around Mawkyrwat were quite a few, and to focus in our journey on a single destination was to limit ourselves to what has been known and seen much too often. Roba was some place that I would truly never know if I had not ventured out to experience and explore the hidden and unknown. Then it became apparent that the journey was what we only had. In other words, the journey became us, and it was the single thread that ran all along the places we visited on the good and bad roads, on land and water. Like the Rilang River, we charted our course through strange, unmapped and unfamiliar lands, and at the end of the day, one thing was certain: our journey's never over. One of the most peaceful and serene environment in the middle of nowhere. This is the Rilang River Fish Sanctuary in Roba. It took a group of people with initiative and a commitment to preserve nature. This is indeed a success story. From Rilang Fish Sanctuary, we make a trip to our next stop, which showcases the traditional bakery here. We were greeted by a good 20 to 30 shulas or charcoal stoves, upon which rice cakes were being baked in pots the traditional way. The rice that was used here was a local red color variety, and the cakes assume the same dark color after baking. We get a quick demo on the way these rice cakes were prepared. First, the rice is crushed to powder form on a traditional round stone grinder made with two circular thick stone slabs with a handle to rotate and crush the rice in between the stone slabs. The texture of the cake is rough, but the shape and form belies the taste. The cake is tasty and sells like hotcakes around these parts. This is a local speciality. This is a rice cake made from the red rice found in Mawkyrwat, and I'm going to sample this a bit. Tastes good. From the traditional bakery, we move on to another part of Mawkyrwat, a viewpoint overlooking the Rilang River and the rugged, beautiful landscape that it passes through. It's a truly magical feeling as I stand on this viewpoint. The Rilang viewpoint also offers a bird's eye view on the mountainous and wild country that the river meanders through. It is symbolic of the people who inhabit these parts. Like the rugged canyons and valleys, they are tough and resilient. The sort of tough living conditions have shaped the men and women of this area of the Khasi Hills, who are able to withstand hardship and recover quickly from difficult circumstances. It is the indomitable spirit of human character that we discovered time and again in our travels that has prevailed over the inhospitable terrain. Enterprise and innovation are the most important and common traits, a denominator that is found amongst the population of entrepreneurs and traders in this remote backwater. name of the village, Mawkyrwat, is associated with Mau, meaning stone, in Khasi. Mawkyrwat has in fact a rocky landscape all around, interspersed with rivers and streams. Rock formations of different sizes and shapes dot the landscape, adding to its rugged beauty. Our next stop is the site of the stone culture of the Khasis, a circle of monoliths standing sentinel to the heritage of a people whose association with stone goes beyond mere description of towns and villages, but is embedded in the philosophy of the tribe. The overhead drone images of the whole place looks like an ancient ritualistic ground. The original inhabitants of the Khasi and Jaintia Hills had a vibrant megalithic culture which they embrace from birth to death. The culture of interring the bones of the dead in stone burial chambers with elaborate funeral rites is still practiced among some of the indigenous faith. Even today, there are monoliths being erected by the followers of the indigenous religion when they commemorate an event or a special occasion. They are also found in clusters, especially in traditional marketplaces across the length and breadth of the Khasi and Jaintia Hills. The Khasi word for remember is Kinmao, and that in English literally means written in stone. This heritage site is an epitome of the stone culture of the Khasis. The Monolith Site at Maulingwir is located near Mawkyrwat on the road to Nongna. The original menhirs and dolmens are 6 in number, surrounded by a group of smaller ones arranged in a semicircle around the older monoliths. While the circular stone part and the smaller monoliths were constructed in the not too distant past, their presence has enhanced the character of the megalithic site. I took a walk on the circular part in a bid to pay homage to my forefathers who erected these stone monuments. It's a surreal place in the middle of nowhere, but truly awe-inspiring and taking me back to my roots. This journey today is physically about to come to an end, but the discovery of the self has just started. The stones symbolic of our ancestors stand sentinel, guardians of a civilization on the cusp of tradition and modernity. For me personally, it was a privilege and honor to stand beside these sentinels of a bygone era, which we need to preserve and pass on to the generations to come. This is the furthest outermost limit that such monoliths are found. The maximum number of monoliths are found in the Jaintia Hills and much less in West Khasi Hills. Scattered over hundreds of kilometers, monoliths have formed an important part of the landscape in the Khasi Hills. From the heritage site, we pay a visit to a settlement on the outskirts of Mawkyrwat, which is popular for its cane and bamboo handicrafts and organic honey. Fine specimens of artistic cane and bamboo baskets were shown to us by the craftswoman. All these cane and bamboo items are pre-ordered by buyers and dealers from Shillong. They fetch a pretty good price in the market. A visit to Mawkyrwat had in store a lot of surprises, and there's so much more to unravel and discover if we explore the nooks and corners of this remote outpost. But for the day, I think this is more than what we expected. In every village we weave a story. Today we end the story with fine weaving and craftsmanship. This is Ian signing off from the humble abode of Mawkyrwat.